Hey, I'm Vaughn. This is my tiny home truck, and welcome to my tour. Welcome to my kitchen area. When I built this kitchen and when I was designing this kitchen, before anything else, I wanted to have a large space, and I wanted to be able to cook whatever I wanted to cook. So you have roughly, I believe my kitchen is a little over 5 feet in terms of the counter space, and we have a Dometic 2-burner here and the infamous black sink that everyone loves. The cabinets, all of the cabinets in here are made from birch, and just a really pretty grain, just a simple finish on it. I'm a creative, so I need natural light, and this window is everything to me. I have my plants thriving in here. You know, my sage, my Palo Santo to cleanse the space. The nifty little spice rack that my girlfriend loves to make sure the labels are facing outward so I know what I'm picking up. But yeah, very minimal. I don't need a lot, and if you're in this life, most people don't have a lot. So it was very easy for me to kind of build out what kind of cabinets I wanted and the kind of space that was going to be utilized in them. But essentially I have everything I need to cook full meals in here, and I mean, it's pretty simple. Okay, so here we are with the drawer system, and let's just address this right now because very few people talk about things that fly around when you drive, especially if they're heavy. So most of my plants in here have Velcro underneath. And when it comes to drawers, heavy drawers, like my Dometic refrigerator, which is easily 80 pounds plus with the food in it, there have been times when I've driven down the road, made a right turn, and this whole drawer comes flying out, hitting everything over here. And so my way of controlling that chaos is actually these neat little baby-proof clips that you can get from Home Depot. Super easy to install. They just stick on the side, but that allows me to maintain my drawers when I'm driving so they don't come out and everything flies everywhere, especially this heavy Dometic refrigerator. I feel like I got the biggest one they offer, but nonetheless, I can store my food in here and eat well. Anyone who has a dual zone Dometic refrigerator can attest to that. This second drawer has like my utensils, my pots and pans that I cook with. And this last drawer is just the standard utensils, forks, knives, spoons, all that stuff. So this is my drawer system and how I keep it organized. Okay, so under here is my water system, of course, for the kitchen sink. I essentially have a 5-gallon tank under here, and I have a quick connect so I can quickly fill the tank up with water when I need to. But the quick connect just unclips. I put 5 gallons of water there, put the jug back in and reconnect, and you know, I have water. So I do not have a gray water tank right now. I do not go to any RV parks though, nor have I been to any national parks where that could harm the earth and harm the environment. However, I also use biodegradable soaps and natural soaps. So I don't use anything that could harm the earth anyway. But I am going to install a gray water tank very soon so I can go to these national parks and enjoy them. But for now, the water just trickles out near my rear tire, and yeah. So I decided to leave my life in LA in my apartment with a rooftop pool and access to everything to build this truck out for a couple of reasons. And one was obviously the rent, right? The elephant in the room. Rent is such a trap, and you have no return on investment. and I really wanted to make my money work for me, and I wanted to be debt free, and I wanted to empower myself. And the way to do that in my eyes was to do this, to find a vehicle that I could convert into a home. And I had already been looking at containers anyway. So for me, this is like the step just before a container home of building my own. And I did some research. I looked online and I found this guy selling these delivery trucks in Indiana. And I went out to go look at it, had a mechanic check it out, and I got it. So you have the rent situation. You have the pure excitement of it, right? This is easily one of the most exciting things I've ever done in my life. And I've done some pretty exciting things. I mean, you know, my goal is to be the most interesting man in the world one day. But this is like the most exciting thing I've ever done. I'm literally removing myself from the grid that we have been socialized and taught to buy into since we were young. And I'm saying I can get energy free, and my water is negligible, and I can have everything that I am used to in my apartment or my home. And I think the last piece for me, which is very important, is being a man of color doing this, or a black man of color. And, you know, people might say, well, why even mention color? You're just a man doing this. That's all I see. And I'm here to say that if that's all you see, then there is blinders on the viewpoint, because for me, the experience is drastically different. It is different being a man of color living this lifestyle, because I have to think about my safety all the time. I would be less likely to go into the middle of Texas or the middle of Alabama and just post up because I might not feel safe. And it's important for me to do this because I'm an example for people that look like me. This and me saying that I'm a man of color doing this has nothing to do with me being a man of color. It has everything to do with me being an example to show my community that this is possible, because most of my community does not see people like me doing this. Simply put, we need examples in our lives to build confidence and reassurance and create a positive self-image of ourselves, right? And if we have no one to show us that, how can we do that ourselves? Yes, there are daring people all the time who break rules, but then you have other people who are introverted and they don't have the ability or voice to really speak up. And so if they don't have the example, how can they just go out and do it, which some people have said before? You can't. You need an example. You need someone who you trust. And that is what I'm trying to do. So for anyone who has questions about that, please email me and we can have a dialogue. So this is my living room area, and as you can see, I have a lot of space. The dimensions without the walls is around 7 feet. I wanted to maximize this space, and I also wanted it to be a place of comfort and a place of creativity, and I feel like that's what I did. And so I have my equipment cabinets right here. So, you know, like my projector is here that I mount on the ceiling, and I have some USB ports up here. And then on the other side, I have my cameras, my GoPro stuff, my speakers, and this is like the entertainment area section, if you will. When you come down here, I have roughly 76 inches of couch space on both sides, and they both have storage underneath. And you know, I have little things that kind of help with my day-to-day or my functionality. So I got this little rack from IKEA, and I got these little things also from IKEA to hold my stuff. So I have my remotes here, some pens, business cards, lovely pictures of my girlfriend and I have my little chalkboard that I write things on, write my lists on. One thing that I really miss about having your standard apartment or home is the ability to hang art and to have books. And what I do is actually I swap out pieces of art here. So next month there might be a different piece of art here, but for now it's this piece by my good friend, and this is like my favorite spot. Over here is the popular lagoon table. This is such an amazing utility to have. Like, this table goes everywhere. You can turn it around and have dinner if you want. I love this thing, and I can actually mount it on the other side as well. The other thing I miss about having your standard home is the ability to have a huge bookshelf. I have a lot of books, and I can't have them all in here because that would just weigh my rig down. But I have select books that I keep in here, and once they're done, I go back to my storage unit and I hot swap and do a book exchange, and I bring the new ones back. So I always have books here. I'm always reading all the time, and it's kind of like my sanctuary to be in this place. So back here is where the truck really shines, because I have more space than people actually think I do. So back here I have my two closets. This is just a basic closet with stuff in it. I have camping gear in here, I have art stuff in here, and I have a custom propane tank that I built that is down below that feeds my furnace as well as my Dometic stovetop. And then on this side we have my music closet. So my instruments are in here, my guitars, DJ equipment, keyboard. This is one of the first things I built. This is my favorite thing. And then in the way back, we have the garage. And that is where I have my bike hanging. I have tools back here. I have empty propane tanks, water bottles, more camping gear and boots. You name it, it's probably back here. I throw stuff back here all the time. I think every rig and every van has a place where you just throw shit. So this is my place right here. So right now, you know, with a lot of the gyms closed, at least in LA, it's hard to find a way to work out and be active because you can't go to the gyms. And so what I did was I actually spent around $30, and I got a couple of resistance bands. I think this is the 60 pound and this is the 80 pound, but these things are magic. And so what I did was I got some little loops, some metal, you know, brackets at Home Depot. And now I take this resistance band, lock it in here like this. I got a row machine, you know, we can work out. We can work out and we can do what we need to do. I got, you know, I can do curls. I mean, you name it, I can do it in here. I even have one up here that I can lock in. I can do tricep extensions, you know. Everything I need to do is covered by these loops down here, the hook up here. And I've literally had like workout sessions in here with these bands and felt the results the next day. So I encourage anyone who has this space in their rig, like, just explore the resistance bands and get some carabiners and hook them up, and you're golden. This wall, this is my bed wall. This was actually blank for a long time. It was white and I didn't really know what to do with it. And then one day, you know, I set up my GoPro on a time lapse and I just started drawing. It was late at night. I had a few beers. I was good. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to draw on this. Drew on it and it just came out organically. I didn't really know what I was drawing. And in a couple hours, I had this, and it looks different to everyone. But as soon as I was done drawing, I immediately got the color palette. Like it came to my mind and I was like, I know exactly what I'm gonna get. The next day I got the colors from Home Depot and I started to paint. So this is my mural. It kind of looks like amoebas. It looks like bacteria. Someone said it looks like a guitar pick. You know, it's up to the viewer, but this is actually my favorite piece in here. I've never done a piece of art this big, so I love this. It's always a conversation piece, and it's great for Zoom backgrounds. This is my Murphy bed. This is where I sleep, right? I'm gonna put this out there right now. I have the fastest setup time for sleeping arrangements in any van or truck or mobile rig, unless your bed is just already there. We're not counting you. We're counting the people that have to set up their beds. But this, I want you to count, okay? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, and we're done. I can sleep. I can go to bed right now. Obviously, I need to get my pillow and blanket, but I challenge anyone to say they have a faster setup time than I do. And that's probably one of the first Murphy beds as well. So in terms of my job and how I make money, I was actually a software engineer for 14 years. And I had my own company for 8. And believe it or not, I started out working with MySpace back in 2007 to 2009. And easily one of the best jobs I ever had. I left corporate in 2012 and started working for myself. And I pretty much developed iPhone and Android apps for clients. And I mean, I did over 50 to 60 apps total. I was really like deep in that space. But I knew that I wanted to eventually move out of that. Contrary to popular belief, sitting in front of a computer is actually pretty physically demanding. Your muscles are very tense, and because you're not moving, they get very tight. And so I wanted to move away from that space, and so I did. And as of last September, I started a company doing van conversions. And so this is like a dream realized for me, because my first love was architecture, and I really wanted to study that in school, and I didn't have the opportunity. And so now this is like me being an architect. I am an architect of homes inside these vans. And ultimately I want to move to containers. But for now, I'm building vans, and we've done really well in the last 4 months. We've done really well, and my company the name is Unoma House. And we really just want to strive for high quality off-grid van conversions that give people experiences and allow them the freedom to travel. We'll provide rentals for them as well as sales. And we're really excited to enter this space, and I really want to innovate in this space as well. That's something that I would like to see more of, and my contribution to that is kind of taking my technical background and my engineering background and moving it into a space like this, where maybe you track data points in here, or you have self-cleaning floors. And you know, I know there's a company working on infinite water. We are too. So I really want to explore this space and see what can be done that has not been done. So over here is my small little clothing closet. I don't have many clothes, and it makes it easy to get dressed in the morning as well. This mirror was also inspired by my girlfriend. She said, if you don't install a mirror in here, I can't come over here because I don't know what I look like in the morning. So this mirror was for her. It's a handy mirror. And I mean, I just have your basic clothes, like nothing crazy. Then we have like the drawer, right? The drawer that everything just goes into. This is like cleaning supplies and Swiffer stuff, bike pumps. If anybody needs a drain, holla at me. I'll send this to you. And then under here, we have the water heater for the shower. And that's it. Hey, so this is my bathroom. Again, this is pretty big. It's about 2 feet by 5 feet in dimensions. You know, I have just a simple shower head. Drains down out. Again, I use all natural biodegradable soap so as not to harm the environment. But I have taken showers in Target's parking lot. Don't tell Target though. Please don't tell Target. Yeah, simple. Shampoo, face soap, body wash, and I have my little mat so I don't slip. Everyone knows that sometimes you have to park on a hill. And if you are taking a shower on a hill, you might lose your life because you will slip in the shower. So this is necessary. This is a life-saving device. This is like a life preserver right here. So please get you one. Don't try and, barefoot it on your floor. You will slip. And then we have the Laveo dry flush toilet, which is one of my best purchases. Unlike the Nature's Head composting toilet and some of the other cartridge toilets, there's like zero maintenance. And that's what I wanted when it came to my toilet experience. I wanted to come in, go to the bathroom, flush it, and when I'm done, I can just start over again. So with the Laveo dry flush, you put this cartridge in and you flush. And when you're done with all the flushes in the cartridge, it's about 17, you can throw it away. It's like a big diaper. So this is where all the magic happens. How this truck is powered, the electrical closet. Let's geek out for a minute. So I have 400 watts of solar on top by Renogy. I have 4 100-watt solar panels, and that is coming into a Victron MPPT smart controller, 100 volts, 30 amps, and then that leads down to my 200 amp hours of battery from Battleborn. So 2 100 amp hour batteries, deep cycle lithium ion phosphate. I also have a 60 amp DC to DC charger by Renogy. And then we have the Renogy Pure Sine Wave 2000 watt inverter. I have 3 12 volt terminal blocks, 1 in the living room, 2 in here, just to power various things instead of having to run the wires all the way to the front. And yeah, I mean, for the most part, this system is amazing. I have all the kill switches, all the fuses in place, and I mean, even right now I'm on float, so battery's good, the sun is shining, it's a good day, we have power. What more could you ask for? Like, I'm off grid. I'm not paying anyone for electricity. Okay, so this is the front cab area. This is what is exposed to the world, if you will. And I really wanted to leave this kind of like how I got it. I wanted it to look like a delivery truck. I didn't want to spice it up at all in terms of just making it really noticeable that someone lives in here. However, there are a few things in here that I did add for stylistic taste and flavor. And so I have some wood here, some recycled wood that I found at a shop, and just finished it, put a little finish on it, and it looks much better than what was here before. I painted this engine cover white. Again, much better than what was here before. It was really rough and dirty and metal. And then I painted the dashboard this matte gray color, and it just lends itself to just looking a little nicer than the aluminum that was there. And then up here, I just put a thin piece of 1/4 inch plywood, finished plywood along the top, and it really kind of like brings it together. The one thing that I've learned, or one of the things that I've learned about myself since living this lifestyle, has been that I am a pretty, I'm easily pleased. I'm happy with a simple life. And I could do this for 2 more years if I wanted to. And that may be the case, but I live a pretty simple life, and everything has its place. And I think when you really pare it down and when you get down to it, if you can create a use for everything in your life, things seem simpler. There's less cloudiness in the mind, and you're able to operate efficiently. I really thrive on using my time wisely and using it effectively. And so if I had more things to sift through visually and mentally in my space, I think I would be less efficient than I am now. And so maybe it wasn't really learning about myself, but kind of a reaffirming that I can live this way, and I'm just, you know, I can live simply and be happy, extremely happy with that.
Thank you so much for joining me on my tiny home truck tour. You can find me on Instagram at Tiny Home Truck, and you can also follow my van conversion company, Unoma House, UNOMAHAUS. I look forward to seeing you.